Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Paul. I go by the Smrtman. In today's video, I'm going to tell you guys why I own the two smallest cars currently for sale in the United States for the 2019 model year. And what I like about them, what I dislike about them. So without further ado, let's get going. So I own the two smallest cars in the United States. This is my 2008 Smart Fortwo. Behind me we have my 2012 Fiat 500 Abarth. This is the smallest car currently for sale in the United States. The Fiat is number 2 at the smallest car in the United States. Before I get started, I would love to apologize to you guys about how hot I am. It is 90 degrees in North Carolina, and if any of you guys have been to the south when it's 90 degrees, you completely understand where I'm coming from. This car has a total length of 106 inches, all right? And my Fiat 500 total length is 144 inches. That means that this car is 38 inches shorter than a Fiat 500. Now, what do you get for 38 inches more in the Fiat 500? Well, you get back seats. But both these cars are very small, and I want to tell you guys why I enjoy owning these cars so much. Combined, both these cars weigh less than a Cadillac Escalade. Both of them combined. The total length of these cars, the Smart car and the Fiat 500, are less combined than a Chevy Silverado 2500. So that just tells you how short these cars are. I like these cars for a number of reasons, and I also dislike them for a few reasons as well. Let's start with the things I dislike about both of these cars. The first thing I don't like about these cars are I have no room for my dogs. As you can see, I have fit both of my dogs in this car. Link in the description of the previous video I made, or I'll just put it right up here somewhere. But I have put both my dogs, each one weighs over 100 pounds in this smart car. Number 2 is gonna be the larger cars on the road, all right? Those larger cars always think that they can bully around these little tiny cars. I have no idea why. But they won't let you in lanes and so forth. So you really have to be kind of aggressive in a way whenever you're driving either a smart car or a Fiat 500. Another thing I don't really care for about these cars is obviously small size is small cargo space. Like I kind of said with the dogs, doesn't have a lot of cargo space. So anytime you're going to the store and say you have several groceries or big items like a big bag of dog food or paper towels or something, they take up a lot of room. Now you can lay down the seats in the smart car as well as the Abarth, so that helps a lot, and people would actually be surprised at how much actually fits back there. Let's go and look at the back of the smart car. But there's actually quite a bit of room back here. Okay, just for comparison, my hand is right there. You got a lot of room. The engine's under here. This goes up whenever the top's up, but it's down right now. And you also got some storage here. I got the roof stored in there right now. And yeah, but there's not too much room in these cars, as well as the Fiat, and I'll show you guys the Fiat as well. This car is definitely a little more practical, being that it has back seats. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the back seats in my car. Mind the mess, by the way. You pull this little string right here, slides forward, and I have junk in here. But this is the back seat of a 500. There's hardly any leg room back there. But yeah, it does have back seats, so if you need to, if you're in a pinch, you can use them. You have similar amount of room, but these seats are at an angle to where nothing big can really fit back here. Now, if you push the seats down, you got tons of room, and they can actually go flat in there. So that is one of the benefits of this car. It's a lot more practical than the smart car. Another kind of mechanical limit on the car is the fuel tanks. This car, I think, has like an 8.7 gallon fuel tank. So although it doesn't go through a lot of fuel, I mean, it honestly gets like 33 miles per gallon. It's not that great. But it doesn't go through as much fuel, but you're still stopping a lot to get fuel for these cars. And the last thing I don't really care for, especially with the smart car not having back seats, is you can't have any friends. You have your seat and one passenger seat. So The good thing about the Abarth is there are back seats. You can't use them at all. But for short periods, you can stuff someone back there. And that's, you know, one of the downsides of having a small two-seater. Regardless of any kind of two-seater you have, whether it's a Miata, an SL, or a smart car, you're gonna have the problem with, you know, only having one other passenger. Let's talk about parking, all right? These cars, the good thing about them is you can park basically anywhere you want to. Look at that smart car. I am parked sideways in a space. I can literally park, you know, the back here and the front there, and it would be no problem if I parked sideways. So, and the Fiat 500, same kind of thing. It's really small, not quite as small as this smart car, but you can park these things anywhere you want. And that's some of the best things about having a small car. Both cars do really well economy for their time. The smart car, a lot of people thought it would have better fuel economy, but it doesn't. It only gets around 33 or 34 average. The Fiat, you know, gets around 36 depending on how you drive. I don't drive mine smoothly, I would say, or easily, so I'm only getting like 30 miles per gallon in the Fiat. The last pro with having these cars is they are pretty cheap cars. You know, you can get a brand new Smart Fortwo for under $20,000. Fiat 500, same situation. The insurance is extremely low. I have full coverage on both this car as well as my Fiat 500, and it's less than $100 a month for both cars combined. That's full coverage. You can't beat that for two cars. The only problem is maintenance with these cars, especially the smart cars. It's a Mercedes product, so whenever parts do break, they are very expensive. So that's some of the pros and cons with owning a smart car and a Fiat 500 Abarth. But my favorite thing about these cars is the fun factor. These cars are so small, they're so easy to toss around and have fun. So I just want to show you guys a few clips of all the fun I've had in my smart car and my Fiat 500 Abarth. All the links for these videos are in the description below. I need to be able to do that. Man, this car is so much fun. The smart car and the Fiat are two completely different cars. Maybe in economy form they're a little similar, but this Abarth model and the smart car, they're in two different worlds. Now, if I had to choose between having the 500 Abarth or the smart car, I have no idea what I would do, because I love these cars both, and I just nitpick them just to show you guys the differences of the two cars. Well, you guys, those are some of the pros and some of the cons of owning two small cars, the two smallest cars, I say, in actually America. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and if you have any video suggestions or comments, leave them down below. As always, thank you guys for watching Smrtman. You guys have a wonderful day and stay safe out there. Thank you.